boxes. They can go into your home. They can do anything without question. But they have now chosen a special few to protect from me. Who is paying them? Taxpayers are paying them. And it's doctors, labs, hospitals, CEOs of hospitals, the Labour Party. And this is no such thing as this. They're supposed to be protecting Canadians from terrorists. I'm not a terrorist, and I'm being terrorized, and everybody around me is being terrorized to protect these chosen few. I feel it's important to mention why I saw these psychiatrists, because it's being used against me. After I stopped seeing Dr. Silver and everybody's sending me away, my appendix wasn't out, I'm really in pain. I'm in agonizing pain. I'm collapsing everywhere. Can't walk. I couldn't go up hills. Just increased. I documented everything that's taken away. I told the Crown of Mental Health, and I said that I think I'm being terribly harmed by some bills and stress I'm going through. Someone came to visit me, and she said, no, she says, there's nothing mentally wrong with you and talking to you. And she says, I think you dreadfully need medical care. I had just started to see a Dr. Belkinson, Lawrence East. When I told him I had a ruptured appendix for 7 months and didn't know about it, he was horrified. He said he had one for a month and he was in agony. That was the only time he ever spoke to me friendly. He sent me to Connor Western one time because my brains out and that damaged all my esophagus. He said I didn't need a referral, and I was kept there sitting in a wheelchair for 8 or 9 hours. And they said, how dare you come here and think you can see a respirologist without a referral? He sent me home by taxi again. Another time he sent me to a huge hospital. I was having terrible chest pains, and in emergency they told me I had heart trouble. So I was so stressed, and he arranged for me to come to see a Dr. O'Day, a psychiatrist, the next day, and that doctor in the emergency was very kind to me. I had heart trouble. So the hours that were done, I never saw another doctor. Dr. O'Day, he talked to me, and he was very kindly. He said, he thinks I need to talk to someone. I said, I need medical care, but I am stressed. He sent me to a doctor on St. Clair. I made an appointment 2 weeks later. I didn't know how I could wait. He needed something to help me sleep. I was staying awake every single night. I couldn't sleep. I saw this doctor, and he talked to me, and he said, I've been talking to you for 45 minutes. I've never heard from a Dr. O'Day. He said, I don't know why I sent you here. He said, I find you very intelligent. And he said, it seems that you're going through a terrible thing, but you shouldn't be in my office. You should be in emergency. He said, I'm going to contact Dr. O'Day and come back in the next 3 days or something. I came back, and he says, no, he says, I've still never heard from Dr. O'Day, but he said, you catch an emergency right now. You don't need to see me. I find in my OHIP records, it now states that I saw him at North York Hospital, not on Eglinton. So I double-checked that. I went, and there's his office on Eglinton where I thought it was. I went right to it. So, I found him in mental health. I didn't hear anything else from anybody. Falcons and nothing. So I phoned the Crown of Mental Health, and I said, I'm just having terrible stress. I said, I don't know. I'm being sent all the time to hospitals. She says, did you get a copy of the letter I sent? She gave me a copy of it to Dr. Dawkinson, and she says, I positively have no mental images. I do not fit their criteria at all. She does not seem to see me, but she thinks that I desperately need home help and medical care. I then found another letter of Dr. Press, P-E-R-E-S-S. He was a respirologist Dr. Belkinson sent me on, and it said that he thought I should go to a specialist about my chest, and he suggested puffers. Dr. Belkinson didn't tell me that. Belkinson didn't tell me any of this. I then found that in lab work, Dr. Belkinson had 7 things flagged dangerously low, all flagged, and he said my blood work was fine. Mental health told me that there's a Dr. Tom Flint at Toronto General who would take me without a referral. I phoned him up, and my phone was, I didn't know it was tapped 3 times, and finally he called me, and he said that he would not talk to me unless I told him who was the doctor that gave me the pills. I said, I think they are me. He gave me an appointment for a month away when I told him I'm not sleeping every single day and I feel stressed out of my mind. I went to the appointment, spoke to him for 45 minutes. He made all notes, and when I saw the copy of the letter he sent out, nothing would I talk to him about medical issues, talking about me seeing psychiatrists, about I'm delusional, think everybody's against me. His letter was so awful, terribly discrediting me that I wrote the CEO of the hospital about it. I said I didn't tell him any of this information, nothing. He's mentioned doctors in there I never told him anything about. So after me waiting a whole month, nothing was ever done. I saw him another time, one time, just prior. Another time I went to North York Hospital by ambulance. I collapsed completely down at the Coliseum at the exhibition. Everybody was crowded all around, and I couldn't breathe. Chest veins, my color, everybody. The ambulance people told me I was having a heart attack. Sent me to North York Hospital. I saw Dr. Sheps. He said, "There's no doubt about it, you've got heart trouble." It was a Sunday. He said, "Let's see why," and he made an appointment for me. I told him about the terrible stress. My older brother does not have me seeing him on a Sunday. It is on the Friday before me seeing Dr. Peter Grant, who I've never met. He said I came into the hospital with chest pain and short of breath and was referred to psychiatry. I never met Dr. Peter Grant. I was not there on the Friday. I was there on the Sunday, and Dr. Shep's name is not there for me seeing him on the Sunday. It was Dr. Shep who arranged for me to see a Dr. Pollock the very next day, a Monday. This is not in my OA records like this. I went in there and he was very kindly. I said that I seem to be on my own, myself. I can't get anybody from agency or anything. I'm collapsing all the time. He said he'd like to have me in my group. Let's go from there. He actually put his arm around my shoulder on the way out the door. I never heard anything. I called his office and I said to the nurse, "Do you think that I could have paid to have a psychiatric examination as to my attitude?" I said, "I've been seeing some letters that suggesting that I may have psychiatric problems." One said I was delusional. The nurse came back and said, "Yes, you won't have to pay for it." Another 2 weeks went by. I never heard about the group meeting, nothing. I was told I'm no longer in them. I never got to one. No reason. Couldn't get in touch with Dr. Pollock. Someone anonymously sent me a 5-page letter sent out by Dr. Pollock. There's initials at the bottom of it, not his secretary. I phoned his secretary. She'd never seen that letter, knew nothing about me visiting, absolutely nothing. The letter all the way through was reporting as if I was fractured English all the way through, and in one part I said that I found about an inch or two of tests that looked like I've got heart trouble, and in his letter, he says she has 2 inches of letters of doctors saying there's something wrong with her mind, that she's crazy, and that doctors are being mean to her. He, at 5 pages like that, and fractured English, it's as if he was quoting me. He made fun of things I didn't even. I told him I had done very well on the stock market. He was asking me kindly, and I said I did very well on the stock market. And he put in his letter something about she says she did very well in the stock market, but of course you didn't. He's talking like this in his letter. The whole letter was not a professional letter from a psychiatrist. It was a letter from a doctor putting someone down with information not needed to know and fabricated. Someone sent me that letter. I answered it. I sent it back, and he'd sent 8 people copies of it. I only knew one of them, and it was Dr. Sheps. I then sent all the 8 people, and I said at the end of it, have you forgotten exactly why you went into your profession?